Brenner Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
Dalton Zongrecker, Dallas Cowboys. Just trying to earn a little respect.
Lane Cooner, the conductor of the Baker train.
Welcome in, everybody, to another episode here on the Wide Eye Sports Podcast. Today, we are going to be talking about the 2024 rookie quarterback class. We got tons to go over, so buckle in, take a seat, grab a cup of coffee. We're going to be talking for a minute. And before you do anything else, like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah,
hit
we'll
the
wait.
bell.
We'll wait. Actually, just stop the video, Brenner. Let's just give them a chance. Let's just give them about 10 seconds. It's not that far.
It's right there. It's all you got to do is click. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
All right, that's long enough. We don't want to make them wait too long. All right, so without further ado, let's get into this. The 2024 rookie quarterback class. We're going to be talking about all the main guys. I don't feel like we really need to touch on like Spencer Rattler that much, although he may be starting for the Saints this season to start the season maybe. I don't feel like any of us feel like he's a franchise guy. I don't feel like the Saints expect him to be their guy for the foreseeable future.
I had hopes for him last year, but he did not.
I don't really think there's. Sorry, Saints fans. Don't think it's the trajectory is not up for you. I am sorry. But without further ado, let me name off the other guys we are going to talk about here. We're going to be talking about Drake Maye. We're going to be talking about Caleb Williams, of course, Jayden Daniels, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and of course, my own JJ McCarthy. We'll be talking about the entire class. I'll get JJ out of the way now. Not a whole lot to talk about. Didn't play, got hurt, going to start this season. We'll touch a little more on him later, but not much. There's just not a whole lot to touch on just because he didn't play. I have very high hopes. I know Spoon's a little iffy on him. I am very much on the train of if you give Kevin O'Connell his hand-picked quarterback, only good things are going to happen. If he can do that with Kirk Cousins, Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Sam Darnold more famously, imagine what will happen when you give him the guy that he hand-picked to be his
I have a question.
Quarterback.
How closely do you relate Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy in their style of play, and how well they'll fit in Kevin O'Connell's offense? Do you think that when they drafted, because I don't remember what happened first, whether they drafted JJ and then signed Sam Darnold or vice versa?
They signed Sam first. They signed Sam in March on like a just in case we don't get a quarterback, we have somebody that can start.
Do you think that they picked Sam Darnold with JJ McCarthy in mind, thinking that they could they're similar quarterbacks?
I think they picked Sam Darnold knowing that he fit what Kevin O'Connell wanted to do in Minnesota and the offense that he runs. He knew Sam Darnold would fit that mold very well, having spent time with McVay, having spent time with Shanahan. And those guys, they knew, like, this is a guy who we can come in. He knows the system or the rough outline of the system and can run it to the way we want it run. And then they have JJ McCarthy, who they went through the whole draft evaluation process of. And from what I heard all last season, it was either Drake Maye or JJ McCarthy. Those are the only two quarterbacks Kevin O'Connell wanted. And Drake Maye obviously went 3, so that's gone. And then JJ McCarthy was there and they got him. And I'm trying not to spend too much time on this, but Dalton asked the question, so I just want to answer it and let me know if I'm rambling. Absolutely cut me off. I just feel that if you give Kevin O'Connell his guy of this is what I want in a quarterback because this is what I run with this quarterback, I think I trust in that completely and implicitly. I do not question it at all, and I have nothing but high hopes for that. And if you talk to anybody who has met JJ McCarthy, they will tell you this dude is he's going to be a quarterback in the NFL for 10, 15 years. I mean, Kay Adams said yesterday on ESPN, she straight up said the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl. Because she met JJ. She's like, I talked to JJ McCarthy. They're going to win the Super Bowl. Like, and
a crazy reach. That's a little bit of a reach.
Hey, I agree. I'm just saying the impact this dude has on the people he talks to and interacts with is undeniable. Anybody that you meet And even Chris Sims, who she was talking to, said, yeah, I had the same feeling when I met the kid. He's amazing. And so, not saying that I think we're going to win the Super Bowl this year. I just say I have nothing but high hopes for JJ McCarthy. I think that he has a very high floor, and I'm really looking forward to what he can do. With that being said, let's move on to the other guys who did play.
Yes.
Anybody you guys want to start with? No? Okay. All right.
No,
We're going to go Drake Maye
No,
first.
not personally. Yeah.
I'm going to go with Drake Maye first. Drake Maye started in 13 games last season, went 3-9, played decent most of the time, didn't have amazing stats, but he was also playing on a bottom 5 team last year. In my opinion, he was playing.
He also didn't have like awful stats either.
Yeah, he didn't have awful stats either. I have nothing but good, I imagine, will come from Drake Maye. He had a very standard rookie season, 2,300 yards, 15 and 10. He definitely had mistakes, but he was the guy that was like the project guy. He was the Josh Allen, right? The 6'5", 235-pound physical athlete who has a cannon and can do all these things and yada 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 yada. And he's going to take time to progress into a real quarterback. He's going to take some coaching. He's going to take some work to become a Pro Bowl All-Pro. I mean, he did technically make the Pro Bowl last year. That's crazy. But as we know, the Pro Bowl is a joke. I think we understand that whenever we say Pro Bowl, we mean like, that guy's top 10 at his position type situation, whereas All-Pro is your top 2 at your position. And so I think it's a healthy expectation for him to be top 10 by the end of his career based off last season. He definitely didn't show that he can't play in the NFL. And he had flashes of, I can do this. So it's if he puts it together and does it full time. That's what we, have yet to see. They added Stephon Diggs. They added a good rookie class. They upgraded the offensive line. They got him some good running backs. The defense is going to take a step forward under Mike Vrabel.
So I'm going to stop you there. For all those things that you were saying, that is why Drake Maye right now on my list is, out of all these guys that were in the draft class last year, is the top guy that I'm kind of excited to see this year. I think he is poised to have a very good season.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited to see what he has.
I'm a big fan of the 3-year quarterback. By the end of the 3rd year, going into the 4th, you pretty much know what you have at the quarterback position. You don't change much after that. There are guys who have done it. A Geno Smith, a Sam Darnold, for instance, last year. There are guys. But generally speaking, as a starting rookie, if you start 1, 2, and 3 years, by that 4th year, you know what you have. You can make a jump from year 2 to year 3. You can make a jump from year 1 to year 2. Year 3 to year 4 isn't really much. You should know by that point what you have, what you're doing, how you're doing it. And so there's still a lot of time left. I feel like Drake Maye is definitely going to be one of those guys where it's year 3 or 4 that he is up there.
He's not a year 2 guy, but CJ Stroud would be that guy to watch because he's going into his year 3, and he's somebody who did really, really well in the first year.
A little sophomore slump.
Little bit, but you could attribute a lot of that to You could attribute a lot of that to offensive line issues. He definitely had plenty of weapons, but I would say the offensive line is the only issue.
Yeah,
because a lot of people had compared him in his 2nd year to Joe Burrow. Everyone was like, Joe Burrow in his 1st year did great. 2nd year got to the Super Bowl. Can CJ Stroud do the same thing? And also Caleb Williams. He's in year 2, right?
Yeah, that's who I was gonna break. That was the next guy up on my list. Caleb Williams has a top 5 line now. I had a bone to pick with this one. This one. Am I biased? Please call me out if I'm showing bias here, or if you guys feel the same way.
Okay.
Last year, we did a top situations of any rookie quarterback ranking of all time. We did a ranking in which Caleb Williams came in number 1. And majority of people you talked to last year said, oh my God, this situation Caleb Williams is coming into is the greatest situation of any rookie quarterback ever. And I, had an issue with that. I thought Minnesota's situation was just as good. Obviously, JJ didn't play. so it doesn't matter. But Caleb did play, and everybody was saying, wow, Caleb's going to have this amazing unit to start with, and there's no way he can fail, and he's going to do so well, and the Bears are going to be a wild card playoff team, and oh my goodness, this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. And once again, the Bears fell short of expectation. The whole thing fell apart, and nobody blames Caleb Williams. It's not that he's a rookie. It's not his fault. Don't put the blame on him. I believe he should take some of this blame. He had Keenan Allen. He had DJ Moore. The offensive line played poorly at times, but they were still a top half of the league O-line. He held on to. He had the same problem Justin Fields had. Bottom of the barrel at holding on to the football. And don't get me wrong, Caleb Williams sort of flashes of being an incredible NFL quarterback last year. And I'm not trying to say that he is a bust. I am trying to say that he deserves some of the blame for as bad as the Bears were last year, and I'm tired of people just.
I mean, there's a lot of footage you can go back and see where he made some bad decisions at the quarterback position.
Yeah. And I expected him to do that because he's a rookie.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to.
And that's where the blame should be coming in. That's where it's like, hey, you know what?
I'm blaming the media. I'm blaming the media for proclaiming, oh, he's going to be so good. The Bears have this wonderful situation for him. He can't possibly fail, and then he fails, and it's like. Well, he's a rookie. Like, that was definitely a possibility. And we said it. We also bought into the hype. We fell into the trap, and I'm calling us out just as much as anybody else. We got to stop doing that with rookies, and we got to leave the expectations real, and we got to assign blame where blame is due. And Caleb deserves a lot of the blame for as bad as that offensive line was last year. Like, we saw Sam Darnold with the interior of Minnesota's offensive line against Detroit and against LA just get ravaged, right? Like, he was running for his life, being blitzed or being pressured at a 50% rate. And that's unheard of, but that's because the line was just bad. And yes, he held on to the ball too long in those games, but that was the play call. Whereas Caleb Williams was holding on to the ball so long to try to make a better play, not because the play was called that way, but because he was trying to improvise and hunt for the big play.
That's him being a rookie, though. I mean, Sam Darnold's a veteran.
I said that.
Okay.
And that is him being a rookie, and rookies make rookie mistakes. And if he can clean that up, he's going to be so fucking good, and I hate it. I absolutely despise it.
Well, I think with Ben Johnson, man, he's his play. It's gonna take a because Matt Eberflus, to all of his credit as a defensive guy, he is not an offensive guy. So I don't think he just really knew what to do with the tools that he had, and I'm really excited to see how the Bears, and this is going to be a real test for Caleb Williams and the rest of the roster on how good they really are. Because with a guy like Ben Johnson. Yep. I mean, they had Jared Goff, you know what I mean? And he's not.
I hate it.
I love Jared Goff. Jared Goff's great. He's no slouch, but
Did you guys see at the combine when Ben Johnson was talking on Jared Goff?
No.
He threw
I saw that he did, but I forgot what.
Bro, he was like, I want. There's all these things that he's like, there are all these things that I want to do with my offense, and not to name names, but some of the quarterback play I had, I wasn't able to do those things, and it's like, whoa, dude, Jesus,
that's wild to
chill.
say. That's a wild thing to say.
Yeah, chill. Like, I'm pretty like Jared Goff played really well for you. Chill.
Yeah,
he did.
But I expect Caleb to take a big jump forward. Okay. I expect him to, like, he needs to be a 4,500 yard guy. He needs to be 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns starting this season. With the weapons he has, the line he has, the defense he has, Ben Johnson running the offense, this dude needs to be a 275 yards a game and at least a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. Like, if he went 30 and 15, I'd be okay with that. But that is the minimum expectation I have for Caleb Williams going into year 2. He has a year under his belt. He knows what bad offense looks like. He knows what good offense looks like. He's getting a world breaker of an offensive play caller. He needs to take a big jump this year. Is that fair?
That's fair. Well, that's what I was going to ask you the question. I mean, you kind of answered it already. I was going to say, do the Bears get their first 4,000-yard passer this year? If
they don't, it's a failure of Caleb. It's on unless Ben Johnson runs the offense where he averages, like 225 yards a game because he's only throwing the ball 18 times a game, right? Like something like that, I would give give the caveat, well, okay, well, he didn't throw the ball enough. Like, that's fair. And he has, 3,700 yards and 27 touchdowns. That's okay. But if you're out there throwing the ball 500 times a season and
and I don't
anything,
think that's going to happen because Ben Johnson is going from the best running back duo in the NFL with Jahmyr Gibbs and I can't say
David Montgomery.
David Montgomery, yeah. To DeAndre Swift and Roshan Johnson being his 1 and 2. I don't think he's going to try to run the ball as much as they did in Detroit. I think they're going to be passing the ball quite a bit, which means it comes down to Caleb. Is he going to be able to be the guy to throw for 4,000 yards this year? And honestly, like I think it is. I think he's going to have to pass a ton with the offense that is around him. I mean, he has a ton of weapons. They're going to be doing that quite a bit. And Ben Johnson loves to come up with trick plays to get the ball, pass the ball like that.
I'll say this: Ben Johnson in Detroit ran the ball a lot.
He did.
Jared Goff still had 540 attempts. So if Caleb Williams comes in at 500 attempts and doesn't throw for 4,000 yards, that's you're now.
What did Jared Goff throw for?
46-30. So if you come in there and he had 37 and 12. So,
I mean, Jared Goff was second in the NFL last year in passing yards.
Yeah,
I'm surprised that you guys didn't have the Bears in your. Did you have the Bears in your top 5 comeback teams?
I don't expect the Bears because they play in such a tough division.
That's right.
Yeah,
they were had them higher and you had them. Okay, yeah. That's right.
I think I had him at like 2 or 3, and I think you had him at like 4 or 5. I believe.
I think I had him at 5, and you had him at 3. We put him at 4.
And you split.
We put him at 4. Yeah. That's what it was.
I don't expect the Bears to be in the playoffs this year.
No, I don't either. I expect them to be like a 500 team, like a.
I was going to say, what were they last year? Weren't they an 8-win team last year?
Oh no,
they were like
5-6 win team.
Okay,
5 and 12. They were 5 and 12 last year. So if they take, if they go 500, that's a 3-4 game difference. It's substantial, but I just don't expect them in the tough NFC to make a playoff appearance. I feel. Yeah, I'm done buying Bear stock until they prove it. I'm done for the rest of my life. I will not buy Bear stock until they prove it. Every season, I've for the past decade of my life watched the Bears stock prices be inflated, and then the second the season starts, it falls through, and I'm done buying it. Next up on my list is Michael Penix. Michael Penix played pretty well. I mean, I definitely am not like gonna sit here and be like I'm sold on Michael Penix.
Yeah, no,
but
I'm not on the hype train for him.
Yeah, 3 starts. He had 775 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Wasn't afraid to air the ball out. He did have a 78.9 passer rating last year, which isn't great. Not a huge fan of that. And a lot of the yards came in garbage time. So I'm certainly not sold on him. I'm certainly not out on him. I definitely still think that was a startling move, to say the least, in the draft, to take Michael Penix over Bo Nix or JJ McCarthy. And Spoon will be the first to tell you, not high on Bo Nix.
Yeah.
And I thought it was.
We both had Bo Nix over Michael Penix on our quarterback.
Penix is just, he's had 4 major surgeries on 2 on a shoulder, 1 on each knee, and he's 25 years old. Like his body has been in a car crash every year already, and I just don't think his body can hold up. He has an NFL arm. I don't know if he has an NFL mind. Now that can be taught, but he has an NFL arm. But I don't think he has the physicality to hold up to the NFL game unless he's just not getting touched. And I don't see that happening. Now, he did play 2 healthy seasons at Washington. I understand that. But playing 2 healthy seasons when you're 23 and 24 is different than having 4 major surgeries and then playing at 29, 30, and 31, right? So, like, you get 5 years out of a quarterback? Like, that's not what you're going for when you take a guy in the top 8. No. So,
the offense really hasn't changed a whole lot either. Because, you look at their draft that they had, their first.
Yeah, they have a talented offense.
Well, so the top 3 rounds this year they went with all defensive players. They're trying to fix their defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. 4th round they went with a safety as well. So I just don't know what to expect from the. I mean, the offense wasn't terrible. They're good, but I mean, I feel like the weapons that he has just they aren't like. Besides London, it's just
Bijan, Kyle
Well, yeah.
Pitts.
Yeah, no, but that's running the ball. I'm talking about like
Kyle
I'm
Pitts.
talking about weapons to throw the ball. Yeah, but Kyle Pitts is up and down. He has a good
But
game.
I don't feel like they
sometimes-
use him. I feel like this dude should be so
they
good
definitely
every
don't
time.
use him the right way. He has so much potential and he's so athletic. Like they should be setting more up with him, and I feel like they don't.
Yeah, it truly baffles me.
Who's the head coach of the Falcons? Raheem Morris?
Yes, former Rams DC. Isn't that who it is?
With Penix, though, we only saw him play 5 games. 58% completion rate, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Just wasn't to me. It just didn't like show me like, oh my gosh, like he's got.
He screams back up. He screams back up.
It really does. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. It screams backup. Like they're starting a backup quarterback in my eyes right now. Now, who knows? Maybe he does. Like he makes a jump a little bit this year. He'll now that he has some experience in there. He'll
Yeah.
he'll play a
He
little
could
better
blow
this
up. He could have a
time.
blow up season. You know, he
He
could
could.
pop off.
I was gonna say I don't blame them for playing just with how
how bad
Kirk
they were.
Cousins. Yeah, with how Kirk was playing. I mean, he had a 4 interception game. Like
Yeah, Kirk was not playing well. Kirk couldn't drive off the back foot. Him and Aaron Rodgers are both cooked as far as I'm concerned.
Done.
Yeah, I don't hate the decision to put him in. Give him a shot. But the thing is like he really didn't outplay Kirk Cousins either. Like
Yeah,
Kirk
no,
Cousins
but-
had a better completion
but-
percentage, a better touchdown to interception ratio, even with the 4 interception game. It was still
Yeah, yeah,
better than what Penix did. So it's like I don't expect a whole lot from that. No, I expect Bijan Robinson to have a great season. Yeah, I do. But when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons passing offense, I don't really expect a whole lot from it.
Yeah,
Same.
that's fair. That's fair.
All right.
I am totally good with that. You guys good to move on to Bo Nix?
moving on.
Yeah.
All right, Bo Nix. Definitely the most
This one's weird.
controversial subject on this show.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. Real quick, just a quick note, and this will be touching just a bit on the schedule because the Broncos.
Yeah, we got another video coming out on the schedule.
Mhm.
Broncos Chiefs are supposed to be playing Christmas, and I don't know if that's
They
gonna
will be playing Christmas. That's
I don't
set.
know if that's their going to be the first matchup or what, but
It'll be their second matchup, most likely.
Okay, well, I am regardless to watch the first matchup of them regardless, but Bo Nix.
Yeah. So yeah, let's jump.
I know
into
what
Bo
you're
Nix.
going to probably say, and I'm probably going to agree with you a little bit whenever what the outlook for his season is going to be, because I assume you're going to say like last year he played awesome, he did excellent, he ran the offense the way that he was supposed to run it, and because of that they were a playoff team.
Mhm.
And Bo Nix he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and
Exactly.
honestly, that's kind of the peak with him. It's not like I don't think we've seen his peak. I think he can do a little better than what he did last year. I'm just saying that what we saw last year is probably going to be an example of what we might see for years to come. I mean, he could have a slump for sure. I'm sure you're probably expecting him to have a little bit of a slump this year because he did play so well last year, which I'm not going to disagree with. I don't hate that take if that's where you're going. But, I mean, I think that expecting Bo Nix to be like a 4,500-yard passer is maybe a little crazy. I don't think he can do that. So I think where he was last year is kind of going to be similar to what we see this year.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I think Bo Nix is exactly what I thought he was coming out, and I was wrong about what Sean Payton could do with that style of quarterback. I was definitely wrong. I thought there's no chance anybody can take this style of quarterback and succeed at the NFL level. NFL defenses are too smart. They'll catch on. And what I mean by that is in games where Bo Nix had over 100 passer rating, he had an average depth of target of about, let's do the quick math real quick. I'm just going to do it just so I give an accurate number. We're going to do a little bit of quick math here. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he averaged. Ooh, no. So he averaged 6 yards of air yards per throw on games where he had over 100 yards passer rating. And for games that he had under an 80-yard passer rating, he averaged, because he had one more game under 80 than he did over 100. So he's very up and down, very roller coaster ride. And he had where's it at here? So sorry. 7 plus 20 plus 3 plus 9 plus 6 plus 8 plus 6. Then divide that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He averaged just under 9 yards per air yards per attempt, average depth of target. And I think that's very indicative of how he plays. He does not play well when you have to ask him to throw the ball farther down the field. He is an elite decision maker in the fact that if you ask him to run a very simple offense of quick hitters, one read throws, using his legs when he needs to, that kind of thing, he can play, and he showed that. When you ask him to stand in the pocket, be an NFL quarterback, deliver the ball 34 times a game at a high level, 10 yards down the field every time, he's a game manager at best. And I didn't think that there was any way Sean Payton could work with that, because this is the NFL. These are big boys. And Sean Payton did a phenomenal job. Bo Nix did exactly what I expected him to. He played better when they asked him to play within his realm of comfort, and he did exactly as bad as I thought he would when asking to play outside of that realm of comfort. For instance, when he was throwing 6 yards or less a game, average depth of target, he threw 1 interception all year. 1 interception. Every single game where he had, average depth of target over.
What is that noise? Do you hear that?
I don't know. Dalton, is that coming from you or is that coming from me?
What's it sound like?
It just sounds like a humming.
Yeah, it sounds like a lawnmower or something in the background.
Here, let me see if that's me. Hold on, I'll mute me. Oh no, it was Dalton. It went away right when Dalton muted. But just all of the games that I listed where he had 9 yards average depth of target, he threw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He threw 10 of his 12 picks in those games. So that's a rookie thing that can be fixed. I don't think it will be, because he's a 25-year-old guy now. He's not a 22-year-old second-year kid that I expect to make, big jumps in his play. I think he's pretty much set in who he is as a man, as a player, as a person. But that defense is so good that Bo Nix can win a playoff game. I firmly believe that. I believe Bo Nix can be a high-level game manager within Sean Payton's scheme, and they can win playoff games. I do not doubt that one single bit. And so for that fact, I was dead wrong on Bo Nix, and I am sorry. But I will not say I was wrong on the evaluation of him. He plays just like I thought he would. I just didn't think there was any way you could win with that style of play, and I was wrong. So with that being said, let's get to the man of the hour, the one, the only, Jayden Daniels. Oh boy, this is I was on the opposite end of this spectrum. Jayden Daniels, I was so high on. I mean, I was from day one. I said this dude is Lamar Jackson, but he played in the SEC, not the ACC, and boy did he deliver exactly like I thought he would. I'll let you give your thoughts first
on Jayden Daniels.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I was low on him. I wasn't as high.
No, you definitely were low.
I wasn't low on him. I definitely wasn't as high on him as you were. But I mean, holy crap, he was by far the best quarterback that came out of this class from what we saw last year. I think Washington had a pretty good draft. I'm sorry, I'm kind of looking at it right now because you kind of caught me off guard because I was going to check that out. But I mean,
I take over.
I don't expect a sophomore slump from him by any means.
Yeah, no,
I feel like
I'll
they-
take over real quick.
I feel like they killed the offseason too.
Yeah, Jayden Daniels. I mean, this kid can do it all. He can throw, he can run. He's super fast. He has a great arm, strength wise, not just accuracy wise. He took that Washington Commanders team that was 1 year removed away from being a dumpster fire to the NFC Championship game with a terrible defense. They were bad defense, terrible. And the thing I want to touch on the most here. Sorry, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Apologies. So I've talked about it on the show before. Pro Football Reference has a statistic of, sorry, I keep feeling like I'm going to sneeze. Golly, I'm so sorry. Called AV, approximate value. And that's their attempt at giving a numerical value to how valuable that single player is to their team that season. Just for that one season, not their career, just the season. And I'm going to name off, or actually first, Jayden Daniels had a 20 AV last season. 20. The highest ever was Marshall Faulk the year he broke the touchdown record. I'm not going to say what number that was yet.
What's the highest for a rookie?
Or LaDainian Tomlinson, the year he broke the touchdown record. LT, not Marshall Faulk. Marshall Faulk was second on the list. I have no clue. AV single season league.
Because the highest for a rookie might be
very, very likely that it's Jayden.
I was about to say for a QB anyway.
It doesn't show rookies and stuff in their list, and it's a big list.
So we'd have to
So I'm just gonna go off. I'm gonna go off this. Okay. So hold on. I just gotta add one more. All right, cool. So these are the following seasons in which these players had the same value to their team as Jayden Daniels did to his team as a rookie last year. Okay. 2018 and 2019 MVP Aaron Rodgers. 2010 and 2017 MVP Tom Brady. 03, 08, and 09 MVP Peyton Manning. 1987 John Elway, who won the MVP. 23 Lamar Jackson, who won the MVP. 2022 Patrick Mahomes, who won the MVP. And 2024 Josh Allen, who won the MVP. All of those dudes had a 20 AV on the season. So did Jayden Daniels last year. That's how good he played year one. And my God, even if he has a sophomore slump next year, we're looking at a top 10 guy with slump included. Like, he's a top 5. Like, if I can pick any quarterback in the league, he's top 5. Like, if I'm drafting for a future team, he's a top 5 guy I'm taking every time.
Yeah.
And even if he slumps a little bit, we're talking edge of the top 10.
I might be able to I can think of 4 quarterbacks I would take before him, but yeah, like
Patrick, Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
Yes.
Is there anybody else you'd take over him for sure right now to start a team?
Nope. For sure, no. And honestly, even Patrick, I would put Patrick Mahomes at 4.
Patrick Mahomes is firmly on that list. He's
firmly on that list, but he's a little bit lower just because he's getting a little bit older.
You could him and Josh Allen are the same age.
Yeah, but his last 2 years just haven't looked that good to me personally. I would take Lamar, Josh Allen.
Spoon, is there anybody else you'd put over?
Who did you say? I mean, you said Lamar,
Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Those are the 4, and then Jayden Daniels.
I mean, you could put Herbert. You could put Herbert there, but I'm taking Jayden. I'm taking Jayden.
No, I'm not right now.
Cool. All right, yeah, that's how I feel.
What's funny is nobody is saying the Super Bowl winning quarterback Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, no. Nobody believes that.
I don't know, maybe Baker, but
no.
Stop.
Get out of here. Leave.
Stop.
No, I'm just kidding. So real quick before we close up the show, I want your guys' thoughts. So I went through all 6 of the main guys and ranked their line, their wide receiver room, their running back room, their defense, and their coach.
Okay.
And I want your thoughts on my rankings. Okay.
All right.
So Drake
Number
May.
one is Caleb Williams.
This is just line. This is just their line play, the offensive line play.
Okay.
Bo Nix, number 1.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy, number 2, after the offseason additions. Caleb Williams, number 3, after the offseason additions. Jayden Daniels, number 4, because they added it. They got the tackle squared away. The interior is still a little iffy, but they squared away their tackles. Drake May is number 5 because they got young linemen in there now. It's still up in the air, but they've added some talent. And then Penix is 6. That Atlanta offensive line just wasn't super strong. They're a good run line, but they're not a very good pass line. Is that fair? I understand there might be some differences in opinion, 1 or 2 spots there. Is there anything egregious there?
Nothing crazy.
Okay.
Nothing egregious.
So that's what we're like, because obviously we're not going to agree on every single ranking here. I'm not going to even pretend like that's going to ever happen. So let's move on to wide receivers.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy, number 1. Jayden Daniels, number 2. Caleb Williams.
No, I was just saying this is rookies.
Caleb Williams, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Penix, number 4. Drake May, 5. Bo Nix, 6.
I feel like those last 3 I might mess around with.
I took London and Pitts over just having Diggs, and I took Diggs over just having Sutton. They do have Evan Ingram in Denver now, so you could give him that.
I don't hate Mims either, but he's kind of a quick.
So, but
guy.
Bo and Maye could be exchanged for 5 and 6. That works.
Yeah.
But nothing egregious there either, right? We're not far off.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right, running backs. Michael Penix, number 1.
Absolutely.
Jayden Daniels, number 2.
Brian
Robinson, Austin Eckler. The duo there.
Okay.
JJ McCarthy, number 3. Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, duo there. Number 4, Caleb Williams. Number 4, Drake May. Number 5, Caleb Williams.
I was about to say, who's they have D Swift, don't they?
And then Bo Nix, number 6, with the rookie RJ Harvey.
Yeah, too many question marks. We don't know.
We just don't know yet.
They lost their guy.
They lost their.
Everybody fair?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That's fair.
Defensively, Bo Nix, number 1.
Yep. Hands down.
JJ McCarthy, number 2. Caleb Williams, number 3.
Okay.
Drake May, number 4.
Mm-hmm.
Penix, 5. And Jayden, 6.
I would put Penix and the Falcons a little bit higher. I have a little bit more expectations just because of who they all went out and got.
Do you have them over? Hold on. Do you have them over the Patriots?
See, that's just difficult.
Because
you know what I mean?
they're the next one up, and then you got to put them over the Bears. And I think the Bears have a decent defense.
I don't know because the Bears, you got to think about them losing Eberflus.
That's why I said decent. That's why they're below the Vikings for me. Because if Eberflus was there, they would be number 2 on the list. But with losing Eberflus, you don't really know.
I might even put the Patriots above them just because of how much I believe in Mike Vrabel to get the most out of his guys.
I mean but you're jumping for like a 27th overall defense. I mean, the best world you're living in is they jump to the fringe of the top 10.
Well, it's about like you said, the off-season additions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's hard to go from a bottom 5 offense to a top 5 offense.
Changing your head coach will do that. Will absolutely do that. Look at DC. Or DQ.
That's fair, but
as soon as he came to the Cowboys, man, we had a huge jump.
But that's as a DC. As a head coach, it's different because you have to care about both sides of the ball. So let's just look. In Dan Quinn's first year, let's see. The defense for a defensive head coach, they went from 32nd and they jumped to 18th for a very high-end defensive head coach. So jumping from 27th into the top 5 is huge. I would expect them to be a 10 to 15 overall defense in year 1. And I expect the Bears to be a fringy 10 defense with the talent they have on defense. Spoon, any thoughts?
No. But I mean, what I'm thinking of right now is that obviously based off of what you're ranking, you the quarterback that has the best surrounding from all that is JJ McCarthy. So essentially, he should be the top guy this year.
Well,
he should be.
Well, there's no overall ranking here. This is just talking about their situations.
So if I don't see good from JJ McCarthy this year,
that's fair.
Know.
That's hey, I have high expectations. I don't know. I'm not gonna crucify him if he doesn't throw for 5,000 yards and pull a Patrick Mahomes. But I'm also gonna crucify him if he doesn't throw for 3,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like if he can't produce anything, I'm gonna crucify the dude. I have very high expectations for him. And then coaching, I think Bo Nix is number one.
Okay.
No.
Fat disagree. Could not disagree.
That's because y'all don't like neither one.
That's
of y'all.
wild.
I hate Sean Payton, and I put him number one. What do you mean,
That's
y'all?
wild. That's wild.
He's the best. He's the only Super Bowl winning coach on this list. I don't care if he cheated. He won a Super Bowl, so you got to put him at number one.
Oh God.
And he's turned Denver around. He's turned Denver around. Number one. And then I have coach bias. It was between Dan Quinn and Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell just won Coach of the Year, so I gave it to Kevin O'Connell. Then Dan Quinn, Jayden Daniels. Then I'm so high on Ben Johnson, I put Ben Johnson at 4 on this list for the Bears. Then Vrabel and the Patriots at 5, and then the Falcons at 6.
I would absolutely put Sean Payton at number 5 or 4.
I mean, he's done so much with it. Spoon, do you have any major egregious issues with that list?
No, I mean, I do think that Sean Payton should be number 1.
Yeah,
I think DQ is a little bit higher.
I mean, I can't. I can't put him over reigning Coach of the Year, and I can't put him over a Super Bowl winning head coach that just had a playoff.
When was the last time he won a Super Bowl?
With
anybody that he has now.
What I said was
so was Mike McCarthy. He was a Super Bowl. Who cares?
What I said
he did it with Aaron Rodgers.
I said a Super Bowl winning head coach with a playoff team last year. That's what
playoff. They got on the fringes. They were staring at the edge and then got booted immediately.
They took a vastly inferior quarterback
down there. Sean Payton is you're giving him way too much credit just off the past, brother.
I mean, what do you mean just off the past? I'm talking about what he's doing right now.
Yeah, as of right now, DQ all day, bro.
I mean, Sean Payton in year 1. Or in year 2, sorry, not year 1, took them from the 19th overall offense and the 27th overall defense to year 2 as the 10th offense and the 3rd defense.
Sean Payton did that, or all the players did that?
No, the players are pretty much the same.
The players are pretty much the same. The coaching is different. I believe coaching matters more than individual players in football. 100%. Outside of the quarterback position, coaching matters a lot more than the individual player. You can take meh players and have a great team.
I agree.
You can take great players and have a terrible team.
They got to the NFC Championship.
They did. They absolutely did. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Dan Quinn, but
one is crazy to me. One is just insane.
I can't tell you how much I don't like Sean Payton, and for the fact that I put him at 1 on this list tells you all you need to know.
That you're crazy and you're losing your mind. And this is the end of the podcast. This is the last episode of the podcast.
You had Dan Quinn at 2 though, right?
No, I didn't.
We had at 3. Kevin O'Connell was at 2.
Kevin O'Connell, reigning Coach of the Year.
Okay,
that's what I mean.
It was a tough toss up between those two, and
those are some good. That is some pretty damn good coaches on that list.
Yeah, there are, dude.
Like
the top 3 have all won Super Bowls.
Yeah.
One is a head coach, and the other 2 is coordinators.
Yep.
And
then you have Ben Johnson coming in his first year. Probably, yeah. He won the best offensive coordinator award last year, right?
Who, Ben Johnson? Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Vrabel win a Super Bowl? No, he did not. No, he did not. So he didn't. What about? Sorry. I'm looking up the. Gosh, I can't spell. I apologize. I was looking up Raheem and to see if he had won. Yes, he was the defensive coordinator for the Rams Super Bowl win. So most of these coaches have some sort of Super Bowl experience, and that shows in their teams. So, but yeah, if you have any bone to pick with any of us, leave it down in the comments below. Let us know what you thought. Like, subscribe. We really appreciate you. You guys got any closing comments before we go?
You're crazy.
All right, that's all we had for you guys. Just kidding.
That's
Just
funny.
kidding, guys. Peace out. We'll
funny.
see y'all next time. Have a good one.
Hold on.
All right, that was good.